Okay, so my choreographer's name is Aline Quangelo. She also goes by the name of Allie. And after being a part of Broadway Dance Center's Summer Pro Sem, I met her and I was able to work with her because she was chosen to be an alumni choreographer for our showcase at the end, and I was lucky enough to be casted into it. So I got a one-on-one experience with how she treats her dancers, how she runs rehearsals, how she delivers her choreography, and all that kind of stuff. So once I learned that we have to do a choreographer project for this class, I immediately thought of Allie. I thought she was a great candidate for it, and I knew she would be very interesting to learn more about and to talk to one-on-one as to what her hardships were and how she started her own company and how she got funding for it and who her mentors are and why she chose to not go to college and go to Joffrey School instead, I just thought it was really interesting and really inspiring to learn. So, something I really appreciated about Allie is how quickly she responded to any message I ever sent her. I would message her at maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon and she would respond 2 hours later. And after talking to some of my other classmates and hearing them complain how difficult it is to get in contact with their choreographer, I was just so grateful that I would just text her or message her on Facebook and be like, hey Allie, can we set up an interview soon? Or hey Allie, I have a question about this, can you give me some info about that, why did you do this? She would just answer and be so respectful and excited to be interviewed like this. She was just so excited when I asked her to do this. So I really appreciate that she responded so quickly and was willing to give out all the information that she gave me. And I also really appreciate her because she's only a couple years older than me. And I'm 20 years old and Allie's 24, 25 years old. All the things that she's experienced so far, and she's only 25. She's 5 years older than me. That's insane. It's so inspiring to me to know that 5 years from now I could be where she is. It's so cool to think of it that way. And I really liked using her as a choreographer because she is so close in age to me and because she is going down the path where I may want to go down in the future. And it's just fun to learn about some of the things I may face along the way, what she has faced and how she's conquered it, and how it's shaped her into a better person and a better dancer. It's just really inspiring and amazing to learn about from her. And one thing that surprised me when I was interviewing her is I asked her how she manages her time, how she goes to work and then her rehearsals and social life, all that kind of stuff. And she said she has this huge planner that's this big and it's all color coded. And she color codes things by orange would be when she has rehearsals, and pink would be when she has to take class, and blue would be when she has to go to class and teach class or whatever. And it's just really cool how she does all that kind of stuff and how she sets out her days 8 a.m., wake up, 9 a.m., eat, 10 a.m., do my laundry, 11 a.m., go to class. She sets it up just like that, and it's really funny, actually, because I do the same thing. And, I have this big planner that I worship as my Bible, too, and I plan out my days, by colors. It's the only way I get by. And so I totally related to that on a personal level, so I thought that was really neat. And another thing that really surprised me about her is when I asked what her inspiration is for choreographing, she said music. She said, quote unquote, that music helps her connect to something, to tell a story, and to be inspired. Movement for the sake of movement, I don't feel is a true art. Anyone can be a mover and an artist. I feel it takes a musical skill to be a choreographer and a dancer. Music is what fuels us and our creative choices And at times, I feel that concept gets lost in the new fads and cool trends of moving and being gestural, end quote. So I completely agree with what she's saying about having music inspire you to move. Because in choreography class, for example, when we're asked to create studies in silence, without any music or without like text or anything like that, it's so difficult to find an intention behind it and to find a purpose for your movement. But when you have music, like, music makes you feel some type of way. It's as simple as that. And when the music kind of moves you, it gives you a purpose and it gives you an intention. And I completely agree with what she's saying about it. So I thought that was really surprising of her to say also. And so, like I was saying earlier, Allie's schedule is so jam-packed. She has her own company called Coin & Co., which, by the way, they had their very first show. What was it? It was October 17th at 7:30 p.m., and I was there. And it was so nice. Like, it was at Dixon Place in New York. It was so tiny, the little theater, but since the theater was so tiny, and like you could see like the expressions on the dancers, and it was so cool. Like, you could see up close, and seeing Allie again and being like, oh hey, like I videoed some of your dances or whatever, and I took some notes, and I can't wait to use you as a choreographer for my project. Like, you're so inspirational. And she was just so sweet about it. And she actually got me and my mom a ticket for free, so I didn't even have to pay to get in. So that was really sweet of her too. So anyway, so she has her own company, Coin & Co. She is a part of Derek Mitchell's company. She works at Broadway Dance Center as a program assistant. She has to manage her rehearsal time. Like, she has her own personal events and activities that she has to do, and time for her to go out and socialize. You know, she has so much going on in her life, and she's so sane and calm about it. And it's so surprising how like quickly she responds to the messages, and how willing she was to give out information, and just all the time that she invested into me. Like, it's so nice of her to do that, and it surprised me that she was so nice about it too. So that's another thing that I thought should really be recognized about her. So So I know for this project, it was like recommended that we chose a choreographer that was more developed in the industry and has more experience, like maybe that they traveled the world, or, you know, someone that's like Larry Kegwin or Earl Mosley. But, you know, I feel like Allie is just as good. She may be 24, 25 years old, but, you know, she's facing all these hardships now. And it's nice to talk to someone who's going through those hardships, like struggling with money, or struggling with a sickness, like an illness. Like, it's hard on your body and it's hard on your career to go through something like that. And it's amazing to learn about it from someone else who's going through it, or who has already been through it. You know, it's nice to see what I may be getting into in my future, and how I may be able to swerve around it, or, you know, prevent it, or if I do have to go through something like that, how I can turn the breakdown into a breakthrough, you know. So it's really nice to learn something about that. And even though she may not be a Larry Kegwin or anything, she is still really inspirational to me, because I know her on a personal level. And it's not just because I got a chance to work with her over the summer, but it's from like talking to her now. You know, I wasn't this close with her over the summer as I am now. Like, I text her during the day and I ask her how her day's going now, and she's so nice. And I'm really thankful for this project, because I really got to be really close with her and get to know her a lot better. So thanks, Maxine. And yeah, so that's my person, and I feel so inspired, and I can't wait to graduate school and follow in her footsteps, and, you know, maybe someday when I'm choreographing a dance at Broadway Dance Center, my student will come up to me and be like, "Hi, Maxine Steinman is wanting me to do a choreography project on you, so yeah." And I can't wait. So yeah, look her up. Her name's Allie Quangelo. She has a YouTube video. She has her own website. Yeah, she's definitely worth getting to know if you have any questions about how to start a company or, you know, anything like that. She's always open and willing to talk to anyone about it. So, yeah.